Hi everyone, we're going to do some temperature conversions in this video, and I think you're all probably familiar with the Fahrenheit and Celsius temperature scales. You probably know that water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit and at 0 degrees Celsius, and that it boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 100 degrees Celsius. But you might not be that familiar with the Kelvin temperature scale. And remember, Kelvin is the SI, the preferred unit for temperature. Notice that when we use Kelvin, we don't put a little degree symbol there. And water freezes at 273 Kelvin and boils at 373 Kelvin. These are the formulas that we'll need to convert between Kelvin and Celsius and Fahrenheit. You do not need to memorize these formulas. They will be provided for you. So that's nice. And I kind of think of these formulas sort of as plug and chug problems. I don't know if you've ever heard that expression before, but for me, that's kind of what they are. If you know how to use the formula, you can do the problem. So let's try this one. And there is a special sig fig rule for temperatures, and it's all about the decimal places. The number of decimal places in the starting temp must equal the number of decimals in the final temp. So let's see if we could do this one. We're given the temperature in Fahrenheit and asked to convert to Celsius. And I've got my little cheat sheet here. So I think this is the formula that we're going to use, isn't it? The temperature in Celsius is going to be equal to 5/9 times the temperature in Fahrenheit. Well, that's 9.05. And we're going to subtract 32. So let's see if we can do this. 9.05 minus 32. I'm getting negative 22.95, and then multiply by 5 and divide by 9. I am getting negative 12.75 degrees Celsius. And I think that's my final answer, right? I had 2 decimal places in the starting temp. I've got 2 decimal places in the final temp, and I included units. So is it surprising that we got a negative temperature? I don't think so. If we go back to the previous slide, 9 degrees Fahrenheit is right around here, or let's say, I would expect a negative temperature there. Let's do one more, and this time we're given the temperature in Kelvin and asked to convert to Fahrenheit. Well, we don't have a direct way to go from Kelvin to Fahrenheit. We're going to have to go from Kelvin to Celsius, and then from Celsius to Fahrenheit. So let's see if we can do this. We'll start by using this formula. We're given the temperature in Kelvin. That equals the temperature in Celsius plus 273.15. The temperature in Celsius would be 208 minus 273.15, and I'm getting negative 65.15 degrees Celsius. Again, this 1 and the 5 are not significant, but I want to hold them until the very end. So now we have our temperature in Celsius. We're going to use this formula to get the temperature in Fahrenheit. So the temperature in Fahrenheit is going to be 9/5 times negative 65.15 plus 32. Let's see what we get. I am getting negative 85.27, which I would just call negative 85 degrees Fahrenheit. And I think that's my final answer. I had 0 decimal places in my starting temp. I have 0 decimal places in my final temp, and I included units. And I think it makes sense that we got a negative temperature. Let's go back and find 208 on our temperature scale. Here it is. 208 is going to be way down here on the Kelvin scale, so I'm not surprised that we got a negative temperature. So I hope you practice some of these temperature conversions on your own. Again, you do not need to memorize these formulas. Thanks for listening and good luck.